Well, hello there, motherfuckers. And it's time for your Raw review. Show was pretty good. I only had a problem what they closed the show with. I didn't fucking understand it one bit. And it really just goes to show even though WWE could do 100 good, they still gotta do that much bad to go along with it. We started off with the Taker Kane segment with the Wyatts. Taker and Kane came out to the ring and cut a little promo. Taker did most of the talking, thank God. Pretty decent promo from Taker. The Wyatts came out and they sent their own druids after them. The lights went out. They came back on, and they had on goat masks. I like that segment. Now, was this the best segment to do right before the pay per view? I thought they could have at least gave this match the main event slot. If they weren't going to give the last quarterfinal match the main event slot, you know, then why not fucking give it to Undertaker and Kane? Taker is the one all over the posters, so why don't you put him, in the main event part of the main event segment? Instead, we're gonna get to that. What was in the main event segment. But this was, it was decent enough. I like, the druids with the masks on. The druids are always there for Taker, and now this was a way of them establishing that the Wyatts are like taking over, and they've even taken over their druids. So that was all right, I suppose. Then you had Kevin Owens defeating Neville. Now a lot of people coming at me saying that Kevin Owens and Neville, these guys right here. I like these guys, and I don't like Roman Reigns, but I want Kevin Owens and Neville to get pushed, and I want them to win titles and shit like that. I never said that these guys would be, that they should be world champion. Those words never came out of my mouth, and people were, once again putting words in my mouth. You just say what you want me to say, even though I never fucking said it. But you want to go ahead and you want to say those things anyway that you claim that I said it. But here's the thing: you look at a match like Kevin Owens and Neville, and you got to be, perfectly honest here. This type of match, it isn't possible for Roman Reigns to have a match that goes this fast. You know, the funny thing is, Roman Reigns is in better shape than Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens moves around the ring at triple the fucking speed. Don't even try to deny it, motherfuckers. It's just fucking physics. He's moving faster than Roman Reigns, and we definitely saw that in his tournament match, and we'll get to that in a minute. Um, Kevin Owens was moving pretty fucking fast in there, for a bigger guy, for a heavy guy. And this was a great fucking match. Neville was hitting a lot of high flying spots. It was a great fucking match, and it made the tournament, really look like something great. Kevin Owens ended up beating Neville, of course. But this was a great match, and the reverse Hurricanrana by Neville was fucking amazing. He like drove Kevin Owens the top of his head going right into the fucking mat. A really just fucking crazy ass spot. Um, but why do I want these guys to get pushed? Like putting me down in a derogatory way. Why the fuck do you think I want them to get fucking pushed? Look at these guys out of wrestling. Is that not good enough? Now Neville might be a shitty talker, but at least fucking Kevin Owens is actually a pretty good talker. So I'm gonna say it right now. Why can't Kevin Owens be a world champion? See, now I'm saying it. Why can't he be a world champion if Roman Reigns is capable of being one? Doesn't Kevin Owens have the attitude, the promo skills, and the wrestling ability to be a great heel champion? You know, in fact, he would be the perfect replacement for someone like Kevin Owens. I mean, for Seth Rollins. You know, Kevin Owens would be the perfect replacement for Seth Rollins. The athleticism, the heelish, cocky attitude. You could just slip right into his fucking shoes, no problem. But they ain't gonna do that. Breeze defeated R-Truth. Tyler Breeze got his first win. Um, you know, on the main roster. It was an all right squash match. You know, nothing too special. These guys have nothing planned for R-Truth. I'm really shocked R-Truth has managed to stay on the roster this fucking long. But that's because they don't really have anybody else, I guess. If they get rid of R-Truth, that's like 2% of the roster. You know, it's like a big chunk. So they lose one guy. You know, losing one guy today is, would be like the equivalent of losing like 10 guys back in the day. Um, or is it vice versa? How should I be saying that? Um, yeah. You know, losing 10 guys back then is the same thing as like losing one guy today. That's how I'm trying to say it. It's meaning that they'd have to, if they lose one guy today, it's like them losing 10 guys. You can say it the same fucking way, you know? Because you lose one guy and it's glaring when the talent pool is so shallow. Uh, and back in the day, if they lost one guy, you barely even noticed. So that's probably why they're hanging on the R-Truth. The shallow talent pool is not gonna fucking be any better for WWE. So they might as well keep who they got. Dean Ambrose defeated Dolph Ziggler. This was another tournament match. It was another fucking great match. Um, I don't think it was as good as Owens and Neville. It didn't have quite the same pacing, but still a really good match. Dean Ambrose winning here pretty much, it kind of, he's going to go on to beat Kevin Owens. And that's going to be your final. Ambrose and Rollins. Ambrose and Reigns, rather. That's going to be your fucking tournament final there. They're going to want to have the friend versus friend. And yeah, uh, that's pretty much what it's going to be. Pretty predictable. But New Day defeated the Usos and Ryback by disqualification. Ryback pushed the ref. I thought he was supposed to be a baby face and he's pushing refs around. The fucking characters are a fucking mess here. Um, New Day was being pretty funny before the match, even though the crowd didn't even really seem to appreciate it, barely reacting to them. Um, you know, but it was a fucking dead crowd. Not even really a good crowd tonight, really, to say the least. So, not reacting to New Day, fucking dead ass crowd. Roman Reigns defeated Cesaro. Now, this was a good match. I'm going to be perfectly honest. But I wanted to just see my comparison of what I thought versus James Caldwell on fucking PW Torch. And I agree with him. Cesaro had to slow down during this match for Roman Reigns. And you could see it in the parts where he was like, he picked Roman Reigns up. He would like slowly pick him up. This was a perfect example. And of course, everybody's going to say I'm lying because I'm a hater. This was not Roman Reigns really making this match great. It was Cesaro, meaning that he was carried. He was carried to a good match, and I know everybody's gonna come at me with this shit. Yeah. You're just saying that. You're just saying that because you don't like Roman Reigns. No, I'm not saying that because I don't like Roman Reigns. I'm saying that because that's the fucking truth. That's the goddamn fucking truth right there. Cesaro, an incredible fucking wrestler. Once again, proving it here by carrying Roman Reigns to a great match. We've seen it on the roster. There's very few people capable of bringing Roman Reigns to a great match. Not even fucking Bray Wyatt could do it. But I'll tell you this, Cesaro definitely could. And he made Roman look really good here. And that makes me fucking sick to my stomach. The fact that a guy like Cesaro, you can be that talented, he's given the task of trying to put this big goof over in a match, making it as good as he possibly can, putting everything into this match to make sure that he makes Roman Reigns look good, and he's got to fucking lose. And we knew he was going to lose right from the start. That's what fucking kills me. Why should Cesaro have to lose in a tournament match if he's the one who deserves to go over? Why does he have to put Roman Reigns over? Why does he have to put that fucking goof over? If he's better than him, then he should fucking beat him. If they know, hey, Cesaro, go out there and make Roman Reigns look like $1,000,000, why should he have to do that? If he's better and he's, got more skills than Roman Reigns to be a champion, at least, and here was the thing. I said in the past that Cesaro is a better talker than Roman Reigns. And I stand by that. At least when they gave the test of having Cesaro talk, he didn't stumble through half the fucking promo. And here's the thing. He's better. He's a better wrestler. Who the fuck cares if he's a better talker? People react to him in the ring. They like him. He gets a pop. It's Cesaro. The guy's big. He looks tough. So why can't we fucking get... Why? Why the fuck can't he get that fucking push that he wants? Before the match, Triple H is talking to him about grabbing the brass ring and shit like that. Just give him the fucking ring already, you fucking douchebag. Now, this is not really referring to fucking Triple H, but McMahon, fucking McMahon, fucking stop fucking around already. Stop giving people who don't deserve fucking spots their spots when people like fucking Cesaro have to fucking suffer. Why does he have to scratch and claw for everything he's got? He's been in the fucking company for over 3 years, 3.5 years now. And the guy still has very little to show for it, except a couple of good matches. You keep fucking this guy up. He's a Paul Heyman guy. What do they do? Take Heyman away from him. The guy did everything he did in this company by himself. After saying something about Cena and Orton being in the main event, they fucking pushed his ass all the way into the mid-card. They tried to bury that man as much as they could. They tried their fucking damnedest to fucking bury Cesaro as deep as they possibly could. But they couldn't do that because Cesaro was too good of a wrestler. He stood out too much. He kept getting reactions from the crowd because he kept on having good matches. And they couldn't ignore him anymore. So why is a guy like this, why is he not in the finals? Why is he not going to face, Dean Ambrose in the finals or Kevin Owens or whatever the case may be? Why does it have to be Roman Reigns? Because they say it has to be? Because that's who they want? I mean, listen, when Roman Reigns came out, they were fucking booing his ass, and they were booing when he won the match. They were booing throughout when he was on control on offense because they fucking hate him. Why? Why do they insist on fucking doing this? Why do they have to have the guy that everybody hates always be at the top? Whatever happened to the guy that everybody loves getting the push? Everybody loves Stone Cold. He got to be at the top. Everybody loved The Rock. He got to be at the top. Everybody loved Hulk Hogan. Everybody loved the Macho Man, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. They all got to be at the top. When did it occur that the guy that nobody likes, McMahon has to like? The thing is, we don't have to be in agreement with fucking McMahon. We don't have to be agreement with McMahon. What? Why did they end up getting pushed anyway? If we don't agree with McMahon, McMahon says fuck you and pushes that person anyway. How is that fucking right to us? We're the ones fucking watching the fucking show, giving them our fucking money for the network and going to live shows and buying the merchandise and shit like that, the fucking games, whatever. I think we should have a fucking say in who's at the top of the company. If we're fucking booing the guy who's at the top of the company, why is he at the top of the company? And at least with Cena, he still gets a lot more fucking cheers than Roman Reigns does. Roman Reigns is getting like no fucking cheers, and it's almost like an uncomfortable kind of boo. Like at least the fans are playful with Cena. They sing along to his song, John Cena sucks. And it's like it's funny. We all like laugh about it with Cena. With Roman Reigns, nobody's laughing. I'm not laughing. You think I like this big fucking goof getting handed everything because he did fucking nothing? The guy is slow as molasses in the ring. Fucking Cesaro has to slow down the frenetic pace of the match just so he could get Roman back into it. Fuck Roman Reigns. Fuck him in the fucking ass. Getting sick of this goddamn fucking motherfucker. I mean, for God fucking sakes, Roman Reigns can't wrestle, and so we're gonna have to reward him. The fuck is that fucking bullshit? That's not bullshit I want to see. That's just fucking bullshit. But I can go on about this all day, so it's time to move on, motherfuckers. The Dudleys defeated the Ascension. Why? Why is this on Raw? What the fuck is this? The Dudleys, they haven't even been there for weeks. The fucking WWE killing all their fucking momentum all in one shot. Putting them on superstars and shit. The Dudleys are a top tag team. Why are they not there? Okay, so if this, they can't find anything for them, turn them heel. Do whatever it fucking takes. Do something with the fucking Dudleys, for God fucking sakes. Yeah, turn them heel. Well, what face tag teams do they have? Figure something out. You hired these guys. Now you're doing nothing with them. I mean, they should be rewarded for something. You brought them in to get New Day over, and that happened. So what? Okay, so you should be rewarding them, just like Cesaro should be rewarded for fucking putting Roman Reigns over. Then it was Del Rio defeating Kalisto. It was a pretty decent match. I still am not into this whole Del Rio thing. I think it's like really fucking weird since he came back. Like I still just can't even adjust to Del Rio even being there. I mean, and here's the thing: why I can't adjust to it, because it's like this. It's first of all Zeb Coulter and Del Rio after Zeb Coulter feuding with Del Rio. It's so weird because it was just a couple of years ago, just like 2 years ago, really. And Del Rio and Zeb Coulter are not together. Not only that, but the Mex America thing. First, they changed the name of the belt, then they change it back, or they just stop mentioning it, or whatever. Um, they're talking about Mex America. None's even coming of it. They're talking about some imaginary country. Uh, Del Rio is just standing there nodding like he's Brock Lesnar, and Zeb Coulter's like Paul Heyman, or like a really fucking, um, you know, non-excitable Paul Heyman. Zeb Coulter kind of looks bored. When he was with Jack Swagger, you could tell that, the guy was energized. Now, he looks very disinterested being out there. Yeah, I don't know the whole character, and the fact how he just came back and beat Cena. It was so bizarre. Like beating him in fucking 7 minutes was just the oddest thing for me. Um, I don't understand why they gave Kalisto to win over Ryback if he's just gonna lose here. If you're gonna go with a fairy tale story, they might as well have had Kalisto beat Del Rio. I mean, he's gonna lose to Del Rio's going to lose to Roman Reigns anyway. At least Kalisto would have put on a more entertaining match. And no one even, and don't give me this shit that more people like Del Rio. No one even gives a fuck about Del Rio, and nobody gave a fuck when he left the company, and nobody gives a fuck about him now. There's a couple of people who I see that they say they like him, but it's very fucking few people. So yeah, the Del Rio beating fucking Kalisto. And then they close out with one of the fucking weirdest things, and I did not expect to see this. So I watched this show online. I did, because I got home from work late. And I had to go food shopping when I got out of work. So I got home really late for Raw. And I turned the TV on as commercials. They come back from commercial, and I look at the time. It's like already like 10:55 here in New York. And the fucking Divas are coming out. And I'm like, the fuck? Divas at 10:55 on my TV? The fuck's going on here? And then I see it's a contract signing. Contract signing. In the main event slot on Raw. And not just any Raw. This ain't a Raw, right in the middle of the month or some shit like that. It would be weird enough for the Divas to be in the main event slot at that point anyway. But Raw, the last segment of Raw right before a Big Four pay-per-view Survivor Series. Undertaker's on the poster. The Brothers of Destruction in the main event, the World Title Tournament. You've got this card, has some important shit on it. The 25th anniversary of Undertaker. It's Undertaker Week on the network. Undertaker, motherfuckers. And fucking World Title Tournaments. The Divas in the main event slot. The Raw right before a Big Four pay-per-view. Something is very wrong there. Something fucking goddamn indeed is wrong there, motherfuckers. Why the fuck were the Divas in the fucking main event slot? The spot belonged to Taker. Or if you're trying to get Roman Reigns over that bad, shouldn't Roman Reigns' match be in the main event slot? Shouldn't that be the last thing we see as Roman Reigns as the show fades to black? Wouldn't that be good for his career? Or how about the guy on the fucking poster, Undertaker? Shouldn't that would have been a good way to close the show, choke slamming all the Druids, to really drive the point home that those are the Brothers of Destruction? No, instead we've got, oh, Charlotte, the Pete. Your brother wasn't a fighter. The fuck is going on here? Not only terrible acting, but desperation. I'm not ultra sensitive. If you want to use Ric Flair's son as a part of the storyline, go to fuck ahead. I guess it makes it edgy and shit. But they were trying so fucking hard with this fucking, and they were struggling so much. I felt like Charlotte was talking like a word per minute. So fucking slow, trying to make sure she didn't goof up any part of this fucking promo. I mean, this was horrible fucking acting. Why do you put the Divas in the main event slot who can't even act? You put them there. They're supposed to drive a story. There's a storyline. There's a storyline here. We're making shit up. I used you, Charlotte. Oh, you used me? Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck was this horseshit doing in the main event slot? Right before a Big Four pay-per-view, motherfuckers. I mean, Why the fuck did they do this? This was fucking moronic. I mean, are you kidding me? You have to be kidding with shit like this. There's no way that they could have thought that this would have worked. I mean, were they like fucking high or some shit like that when they did this? Yo, dude, let's put the Divas in the main event. I don't get it. Why the fuck were the Divas there? And it was so bad. I mean, they brawled at the end, which was okay, but fuck. You know, why was this the last thing I'm seeing? A week ago, it looked like the Divas shit didn't even matter. Now it fucking matters all of a sudden? Where the fuck did this come from? What? Now all of a sudden this is the biggest match? This is the one that they want to drive home? I mean, the main event slot should be your main selling point match. And you're going to go ahead and tell me that's the Divas match? That's fucking horse shit. That's going to be an 8-minute match on the fucking pay-per-view. How the fuck are they booking this shit? Look at this fucking card. Why was the first tournament match, the best one? That Owens and Neville could have been the main event. Roman Reigns, Cesaro was a good match. That could have been the main event. Why are they closing on a contract signing with a match that's going to be so far down the fucking card? I mean, it's going to be like the second match of the night. What the fuck are they thinking? It's Survivor Series! And not only that, a quick little rant on that, it's Survivor Series. Where's the fucking traditional Survivor Series tag match? Where the fuck is it? I don't fucking see it, do you? No, I don't see it. It's not there. It hasn't been booked. There's no fucking Survivor Series fucking match on the fucking card, motherfuckers. Why the fuck is that shit happening? Where is it? How can you have Survivor Series without a traditional Survivor Series tag match? Now, I know it's been done in the past. They've done it before, not have a tag match. But, why? Why not have it? You don't have enough guys to throw one together? The fuck out of here with that fucking bullshit. You got more than enough fucking guys that you could put together, guys who lost in the tournament. Now, they might throw one together at the last minute, but that's throwing one together at the last minute. Now, don't get me wrong. This was a good show. And if you notice, the only thing I complained about was, the predictability of Roman Reigns going to the finals. And this fucking retarded-ass main event slot choice that I couldn't fucking fathom why the fuck they did this. Anyway, it was a decent show, despite my criticisms. I really enjoyed it. We had a lot of good wrestling on this show, a lot of good matches, and I enjoyed it for the most part. All right, motherfucker.